We're still going live. See, now it's like counting us in.
Right.
Oh, hey, look, there's a green dot. We have a microphone.
Yay. Take 2. Hopefully everybody can get back into this. Do I need to reshare the link, you think?
Probably.
All right. Reshare. Reshare.
Sorry for yelling.
Facebook.
This kind of feels like my life right now. Like I try, like everything I'm like, yep, it's going to be fine. I've got it all under control. And then I start and I'm just like.
I even thought about this before we started and I was like, I should probably check that. And then I didn't because I'm.
You almost didn't hit record on our actual like podcast recording system.
You're right.
What would you have done tomorrow?
I would have tried to strip the audio off the video. Like a champ who's good at technology.
Like a chump.
More like a chump. Get out of here with that nonsense.
Breakfast of chumps.
What? You know what I have breakfast?
Crunchy munchies.
Same thing our kids had. So what are you calling our kids, huh?
I think that an adult eating children's cereal
is awesome.
Is youthful.
Oh, thanks. Makes me feel good about my life decision.
I was one of your life decisions.
Best one ever. Not in a sarcastic way.
I might quit.
All right.
Okay.
So are we done talking about coronavirus now that everybody can hear us?
We're done talking about coronavirus.
All right. Let's jump in then with the family update. All right. Sounds like everybody can hear us now. So let's talk about. It
sounds like everybody can hear us now.
It looks like everyone can hear us now. Is that?
I didn't know if you were being punny.
Oh, I give
you way too much credit.
You sure do. All right. So
I'm a bit snappy now. Just forewarning.
All right. So how do you want to handle the family update? Who do you want to talk about first?
Should we go in birth order or reverse birth order?
Let's go in birth order.
I knew you would say that.
Because the oldest is the best. No,
I
should definitely not say that.
I kind of just figured it was because you were most excited about the news with the oldest.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of a classic dad in that way.
I am. That's a fair description of me, I would say.
I don't know what that really meant, but I feel like, I don't know.
I'll take it.
Okay.
So if you have not seen the Instagram post yet, yes, I made an Instagram post because I'm trying to be better about it for those of the people who enjoy looking at those.
Whereas I can literally put my phone down for an entire day and not realize until I'm going to bed that I haven't seen it all day.
But there is a new Instagram post up, and that is a video of our oldest, Danny, with her new birthday present. Now you may be saying, hold on a second, I thought her birthday was in December. You're correct. It was, but we held off until the weather improved. And we decided that now would be a good time to get her birthday present. And
which is, because I know that you're excited to say that, but it's like you want a big drum roll in.
A bike. Yes, we got Danny a real big kid bike. It has training wheels.
But she has to wear a helmet.
And a helmet. We got her a helmet too. So yeah, she's really excited about it. All the kids are really excited about it. They all want to ride it. They all want to turn.
Yeah. Technically, Rory was the first one to ride it.
Yeah, that's true.
Through the store.
He rode it through the store as I pushed. Well, it was just faster that way. What can I say? But it was a lot of fun. Danny, she had some struggles with it at first, but then she really took to it well. The video that's up on our Instagram is just her circling in our back patio area and
pretending the poles are cars.
Yeah. But I mean, how long was she really out there? Like probably 10 minutes.
I don't know. How long did it take me to cook supper?
Probably about 10 minutes. So
yeah, no, she was really well balanced on it. I mean, obviously she needs the training wheels.
Right. Yeah.
But she has a really good understanding of how it works. And even though I don't think she's using the brakes very well, she says that she knows how to use the brakes. She said that you taught her.
I did teach her how. So
no, I think she's gonna have a lot of fun with that this spring and summer and next fall.
Yeah, I'm excited to get it out of just the back patio area and out to the front where she has the whole driveway and the sidewalk.
He's excited.
I'm excited. I think like a bike is like a big rite of passage in my mind. I biked so much as a kid and like into young adulthood until my dad's bike got stolen.
I have a vivid memory of not wanting to learn how to ride a bike.
Yeah.
And so, like, not literally, but I kind of got like kicked out of the house until I figured it out. Like, not really literally. It was more like I just needed some outside time anyways, but that was the task that was given to me.
Yeah.
And I want to say I was like second grade, maybe first grade when I learned how to ride a bike, like truly learned and kept my balance.
Right.
Just because it was scary, man. It was very scary.
It can be, but once you get it,
I was gonna say once I got it, like, you know,
like
I was new. I was no hands, I was no feet. It was great. Yeah.
So I'm excited. It's just, oh, you know, it's that next milestone. Like, it's a big deal, I think.
I know you're excited. I'm holding back tears, I think.
I know. Are you more scared that like she's going to get hurt, or are you just like, we have a child who can ride a bike?
Let's put it this way. Next year, when she goes to her first day of school, like all day school, and she comes home, I'm probably just going to like go upstairs to our bedroom and just weep. Because she's growing up so fast.
It's true. It is crazy how fast all the kids are growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. Moving on to child number 2.
That's Mariana. Just so you remember, it's Mariana.
We finally got to have Mariana's school conference after probably like a month of delays.
Yeah.
Yeah. But happy to report, she is doing excellent. They retested her recently on, you know, colors, numbers, shapes, certain skills, and she has improved tremendously since the beginning of the year.
I think there's like 4 letters that she can't recognize. Yeah. There's 1 number maybe.
She counts to like 13, but she skipped like 4 or
no,
something.
No, she counts to 27.
Like 27.
Thank you.
Sorry.
And she skips like 1 number.
Yeah.
And it's very strange because I'm like, I know she knows that number. But I think it was like in it was like number identification. There's something that she thinks is a P. Oh, it's a 9.
Yeah.
She thinks 9 is P, which is very common.
Yeah.
But she's starting to copy her own name.
For some reason she doesn't recognize a triangle, but that should be an easy fix.
And the teacher said that was probably just because triangle is hard to say.
Yeah.
And so it becomes a little like when you're being tested on something that's hard to say, like you don't want to say that word because you don't want to sound silly.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, but my biggest takeaway from our conference is just how well she's adjusted since we got here. I mean, when we first arrived, things were really, really tough. You know, she was crying every day at daycare or at school.
Right.
Like, it was really, really hard on her. And now it seems like things are just going really well.
She has friends. She knows her routine. She's very comfortable in this space.
Yeah.
I know she feels very safe with her teachers. So I think she's just at a point where like she's much more comfortable with everything.
Right.
And I can relate to that 100%, that it's all about the comfort.
Yeah. So that's exciting. Really excited for her. All right. Next we have Rory. So Rory, he cannot wait for preschool. Like, he is off the wall excited.
Yeah. Yes. Like, he talks all the time about Mariana's teacher and how she's going to be his teacher next year. And he says that he's going to go to her class, which is true. Like, that is where he will be. But it's just like, he's just so determined that he's putting all of these bits and pieces together, names and and places, and like that is going to be his little world.
Yeah, it's tough because every morning he thinks that I'm taking him to the preschool, to her class. And that's not the case. And I have to remind him of that every single morning, that it's not until after his birthday, not until the fall. I don't know what he thinks the fall is, but he always thinks that it's right now. And it's
probably, I mean, he falls daily. So
that's true.
He's probably falling just in hopes that means he can go.
But the exciting thing is that because he's so excited for preschool, that is pushing him to become potty trained even more. And he has been doing really an excellent job lately.
Yeah.
I've been really impressed with how much he's improved just in the last couple of weeks.
Yes. Yeah. And I think it just helps to have that motivation of you can't, like, you're literally not allowed to go to preschool until you're potty trained. And so he sort of has this strange goal of like, I'm going to go to preschool because I'm potty trained, right. And because I'm potty trained, I'm going to go to preschool.
Yeah.
You know, like it's all in his mind, this circle, and which is really helping. And he's been doing so well. I mean, he definitely still has some accidents, but like he's starting to identify feelings, and most of the time it's, you know, an accident like that. I'm like, well, I probably could have prevented that one. Sorry, bud. So, but no, he's been a champ now.
Yeah, it's awesome. Excited.
No more diapers.
Oh, thank goodness. So over diapers. I know you are too.
Yeah.
All right. Now to the last one, our fourth child, who is still in diapers.
And will be for at least another year.
Right. But that's okay, because she just had her first birthday party. We teased this for you guys last week.
Mm-hmm.
There are pictures up on the Instagram, so please go check those out. So you can check out Emily's awesome cake. You got plaudits on Instagram for your cake skills.
Let's just say I'll never be making a Death Star again. It kind of came out like a very circular moon rock.
It was the right color, and it had the laser cannon, and
I wish we had gotten video of Jetta blowing out her candle. I don't know if anybody told you, because I know I haven't told you yet.
No, I didn't see.
Are you tearing up because you weren't there?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
it looked like you were tearing up.
That I wasn't there.
Okay, it looked like you were tearing up, but it must just be the sniffles.
Yeah, I do have a little sniff.
Anyways, but so I said it where the laser cannon had a green candle sticking out of it, like the laser shooting out of it. And then I lit the candle.
Like right in her face.
No, I turned it at an angle so that she could, could blow it out crosswise rather than like spraying it all over her cake. But the thing is, like, all children react differently to their first birthday candle.
Yeah.
Because there's this, like, it's mesmerizing. It's this fire in front of you. And it's so, don't
get distracted by the comments.
I'm so distracted. It's so interesting. We've never been this close to fire before. And whoa, mom and dad are actually bringing fire to me. And what is this thing, And so she reached out and like about grabbed the flame. Yep. And so I immediately was like, done. And like, she had her hand around the can. I think she got a little bit of wax on her finger even. And I just like blew the candle out as her hand came around it. And she kind of looked at me like, what was that for? Just, trying to make sure you still have fingerprints later. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it worked. You could tell what it was, but it was not good. The Stormtrooper cupcakes turned out better.
Those were cute. And they tasted great.
But I don't know. I feel like I set my bar like here for Danny's last birthday, and Jetta's birthday like came back to the middle. just kind of, and it's not bad. It's just I didn't practice enough. I didn't have enough of the concept in my head ahead of time.
Sure.
So now what I'm learning actually with the
practice.
with the way that our birthdays are laid out on the calendar,
Yeah.
I have to be on, like our house has to be clean and I have to be on my baking game from like end of November until
April,
beginning of July,
all the way to Rory's.
Pretty much.
That's a long time to be on.
Right? So for like 4 months out of the year, I can kind of just be like, whatever. But the rest of it, I feel like I just have to be bing, 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 practicing my cakes and my frostings. And
good luck with that. You can do it.
You know how you could help me?
Please help me help you.
Tidy the house up. Like when I ask you something like, could you please clear off the desk? Clear off the desk.
Did we tell that story last week?
Probably not.
Do you want to tell it now or?
Long story short, Gavin's surprise birthday party was a little cluttered at our house because it was really hard to get him to clean anything because he didn't know anyone was coming.
I just thought it was like, whatever, this is a weekend day. We got time to clean.
So when I asked him to clean off the desk, he made piles for me to go through on the desk.
That's how I clean. I'm sorry.
Anyways, we need to move on.
All right, moving on. All right. So because I have a new work schedule, that means that our church schedule has kind of gotten turned upside down. Now, this wouldn't be a big deal if all of the services were the same, right? The interesting thing about our church is that the early morning service on Sunday does not have music.
None
at all. I mean, there is some singing, but it's mostly just like repetition of the same four lines.
We sang the same verse of one song about a dozen times for the Eucharist.
Yeah. But other than
it
that,
worked.
Yeah.
But there was no music.
Yeah. Now, the nice thing about going to church when there is music is that when your kids are crazy and screaming and yelling, the music kind of helps to drown them out.
And it's soothing for them.
Yeah.
I've always noticed that, like, if Rory is really upset, if you sing, he chills.
Yeah.
He's like Frankenstein's monster in Young Frankenstein.
He is a monster. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the hard part is when there is no music, there's nothing to distract them. There's no covering up the fact that it's your kids that are screaming and yelling the whole time.
Or even just one of your kids that is yelling the whole time.
Yeah.
Not because he's mad, but because he literally can't tell that he's yelling.
Yeah. So that happened to us this weekend, and it was a lot of fun.
It was fine.
Needless to say, some people got donuts and some people did not get donuts, but
The frustrating part about that was I don't think the person who didn't get donuts noticed.
He didn't care much. He got just like, oh, you got a donut.
I got my oatmeal. We're all good.
Yeah. So we're gonna be experimenting with that a little bit.
If it had been cupcakes, that kid would have noticed.
Oh my goodness.
Cupcakes, he would have been all over that and he would have been so mad.
True.
Apparently donuts are not as worthy as cupcakes.
I think, yeah, maybe if you had gotten like more frosted, like style donuts.
I'm sorry. I'm also a mom.
So you're like,
frosted fun donuts don't exist anymore unless I'm eating them.
I was going to say, I would really appreciate a frosted fun donut next time.
You had a twist. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had frosting.
Yeah. So we're going to be experimenting with that a little bit. We're going to be trying to figure out better tips and tricks for getting through church services or anywhere that you need to be quiet. But
with a boy.
Yeah, it's true. For some reason, the girls were content for the most part.
For the most part, they're pretty content. But the problem really is, and I've talked to students about this, that there is a whole generation that doesn't know how to whisper.
Mm.
And I can't really be upset with Rory at this point, because at the age of 2.5, whispering is a skill that he hasn't honed yet. But I mean, I have students who will whisper across the room and then are shocked that I heard them when I'm like, you were speaking at full volume.
What do you expect?
Like, that wasn't hard to hear at all. And
Right.
if somebody is having a hard time hearing that, I blame your AirPods. They're too loud.
True.
So I think for Rory, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
He'll get it.
We're good at teaching people how to whisper because we know how to whisper. Don't ASMR on this podcast. Do not ASMR on this podcast.
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And in the future, I'm going to try and figure out a way that we can get to a mass filled with music.
Yeah. I do appreciate a good service with music because that, I mean, not only does it elevate things, but it also just, I mean, it does. It provides that extra layer for the kids to get more involved.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
So, yeah.
Yes. Just had a viewer reminding me of how I whispered in my early stages of whispering. And we'll just say, if our son whispers like that, it would be an improvement on the volume, but our ears are going to be really wet.
Oh, is it just right up in there?
Right up in there. And I always breathe.
Succotash.
I just always breathe really heavily.
Gross. I think you may have done that to me at some point.
I see now when my family, like when we have to whisper into each other's ears, at least when I'm around, every now and then we'll make sure to be really breathy, just because.
Don't ASMR this podcast.
I'm not. This is how I used to whisper. Because
awful.
I had to use a lot of air to do it.
You sound like you're like dying.
I just remember my parents, like having to
cleaning their ears out. Oh my goodness.
So it might get worse before it gets better.
At least it's quieter, right? That's the goal. All right, I need you to sing the music because I gotta get Kleenex.
I can't. For some reason now, all I can think about is Danny thinking when she was little, thinking she was whispering in church when she would have to tell us, "I have to go potty." Ba da 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 da.
All right,
that was a good laugh.
That was good. All right, but now we're gonna hone it in. Bring it back together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to do this part, do you?
I don't. That's okay.
All right. So we are now going to start with the talk.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right. So continuing our multi-part series on the stressors of having a new job, new schedule, new routine.
Everything.
New normal.
New normal.
Yes.
Does that make it normal or abnormal since it's a new normal?
I guess it depends on how long it goes for, right?
Okay.
All right. So the title of this episode and the title of this segment was, "Is my new job ruining our relationship?" Heavy, heavy topic, right? Definitely. You're just going to bury yourself in your cup the whole time? Do you want some water?
No.
No.
It's cold now, so I didn't want to actually drink it.
Oh, gross. All right. So, as we talked about last week, we are adjusting things. It's really been kind of a roller coaster, I would say. There's been some ups, there's been some downs, there have been a lot more downs than ups. I'll admit that. But that's how roller coasters work, right? You go up for a while, and then you go down and down and down and down. The ups get smaller and the downs get faster. I don't know. It's a bad analogy, maybe.
Terrible analogy.
But yeah, so I guess we just wanted to talk a little bit more about the stressors, how it's made us feel, some of the things, the coping mechanisms, both good and bad, that we've been trying to, or that we have used over the past week.
What are you talking about?
Oh.
Are you going to tell stories about me?
No, I'm going to let you talk about yourself, and I'll talk about myself.
Right.
That way we don't get into trouble with each other. It's not the safe
probably
bet.
Wise. Yeah.
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 All right. Do you want to go first? Do you want to...
I don't remember what we were saying. What you want me to talk about?
How's the past week been for you?
Past week. It was okay.
Yeah.
What happened this past week? I'm like, that's where I'm at right now. It's like I can just barely remember 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And thinking about tomorrow makes me want to cry. You know what I mean? Like I'm that tired. I feel that out of sorts. I think it hit me yesterday, I think, that I started rearranging the house because I have control over that.
Yeah, I think we mentioned that.
Did I?
We talked about nesting a little bit last week.
Yeah, but did we talk about why I was nesting? Did we analyze that?
We said that it was probably because things feel so crazy.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a control thing. You know, I very much understand people who have disorders that are related to control. Mm-hmm. Because I like to be in control. And when I'm not, I find something else to control. And right now I'm controlling the house.
Yeah.
I can rearrange the guest bedroom because the guest bedroom isn't going to ruin itself after I've rearranged it, you know?
Yeah.
I'm going to retidy the entire playroom and probably freak out every time the kids play in there because I can control how tidy that is.
Yeah.
You know, I rearrange the living room because I can, and it stays that way. Mm-hmm. And actually, it has stayed that way. Like, most things have not slid out of place.
Yeah, I'm not fighting you on any of that.
I know.
I don't have any problem with you.
You really don't have room to argue with me on that. So
and that's okay with me. I don't have any.
Yeah. But like, I think that's where I feel like that's where I am right now. Like, I can't really think on the day today. Mm-hmm. But I can tell you that overall, I feel a little out of control. So I'm doing some kind of odd things to feel like I'm back in control.
Yeah.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So as far as my week, my adjustment's gone, as a guy, I think this is pretty typical for guys, is that we have this ability to compartmentalize things. We have kind of a function in our brain that lets us say, okay, this is this and this is that, and the two are separate, and I can just do this while I'm in it, and I can do something else, you know, when I'm in
separate boxes.
Yeah, separate boxes. My brain is all compartments, mm-hmm. and when I'm at work,
you open the right box and all the other boxes get put away.
Exactly. So for me, you know, the schedule aspect of it, that's in one box because that kind of sucks. Mm-hmm. But then once I get there, I get into a certain groove and I'm fine. Things are good. I churn through the work. I really don't have any problem with the work itself. Things I would say are actually going fairly well at work. And so that's good. That's exciting. I feel, you know, like if things are going well, then that's great. Right. But then I have my at-home box, and that is a lot more difficult right now because it's just so
there
different.
Are 6 of us in it, right? And it's crowded.
Yeah.
In that box.
It is very crowded.
And technically there's 7.
With
and
the
the
dog.
and the tail just whips everybody. So
True. But yeah, I mean, it's very difficult to make the transition. That's the hardest parts for me are the transition times between going from work to home or from home to work, and getting myself in the right mindset and then staying in just that one mindset as opposed to jumping back and forth, right? Or trying to shut certain things out.
Yeah.
While I'm at home, trying to shut work out, or while I'm at work, trying to shut home out and just focus on what I'm doing. And to a certain extent, you don't want to do that. Like I don't want to be not thinking about you guys while I'm at work, and yeah, it's a tough balancing act.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, the home side, I would say right now is much more difficult because it's one of those things that's a constant in your life. You have to always be thinking about, and it's not one of those things that you should just shut off, and I know the pressure and the stress that it's causing to you, that it's causing to the kids, and that in turn makes it more difficult for me because I know that I'm basically the reason for those difficulties. You could shrug, but I mean,
we're at where we're at and we just have to deal with it. It's kind of how I feel.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm rearranging things. That's how I'm dealing.
Sure.
So.
But how is it affecting us?
It's not great.
It's not great.
It's not great.
And that's really the point that I'm trying to make.
That's the hard part right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, nothing more to say. I
mean, I can say more. I mean, I think like for me, a lot of times I don't want to be angry with you, but I'm angry. Mm-hmm. And not necessarily for things that are your fault or anything like that, but just like the situation.
Right.
Sometimes just makes me mad. Birthday. Yeah. Well, and that doesn't make me mad. That makes me like, I feel badly for you. That's frustrating. But it's like you said, that transition time from when you come from work to home.
Yeah.
Like you walk through the door and I want you to be here at home, but you need time to like kind of the very old-timey vision, but like you need the moment to like sit down and read the newspaper and put your feet up for a second, for like an hour, and then have your wife try to talk to you.
Yeah.
The problem with that is like sometimes your hours are such that if I wait an hour and then try to talk to you, like I've lost half my night of sleep for that. So that's tough sometimes, like just feeling like there's almost a physical separation because of time or because of space. And so that's hard. I think it's also hard just because that schedule also puts me back into a situation where I feel like I'm doing a lot of the parenting on my own again. Mm-hmm. And again, it's partially I'm mad at you and partially I feel badly for you because I know that you want to be the present father. And when you're here, you are. But I'm also like mad at you because it just feels like I oftentimes catch myself thinking like he always gets the breaks. He always gets the time off and I don't. When I get days off with the kids.
Right.
And when he gets days off, like today was a fluke because Rory got sick. And actually Rory got sick and I was like, oh yay, I could stay home. Oh, Gavin has a day off, so I have to go to work.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's a weird mixture of like like, I feel badly for you because I know that you're going through a transition, and also being just so mad at you because your transition means that my world is upside down.
Right.
And the mad at you isn't, again, it's not mad at you like I'm so angry and I just want to, it's more like, this is really frustrating. And the best word I have for it is mad. And that's probably not accurate.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense. Yeah, I do. I feel like I'm missing out a lot on, obviously, like the big things with, like missing Jetta's birthday this past weekend was truly awful. Yeah, it was awful. And I think that's not true. I think I probably missed one of Rory's for the Army stuff. Was there a year, or did we just put it off?
His first year was Doctor Who. His second year was sports balls.
Oh yeah, I guess I was there then. I don't know. I felt like I missed. I feel like I've missed a couple of things before.
You missed Army for Rory's birth.
That's true. But I do. I
see,
feel
again,
like...
I'm frustrated because now I'm like, I actually get you out of things, whereas you put me into more things.
Yeah, it is. It's really tough, and I hate missing out on those big things. But for me, it's equally important not to miss out on the small day-to-day things, and that's really the hardest part of this whole thing is that, I mean, I've said it before, and maybe it's not the right way to phrase it, but like we got kind of spoiled over the last few years being able to spend so much time together, to be able to be so present in the kids' lives, or to be present as a whole family unit,
as a parenting unit.
Right.
Yeah.
And I miss that a lot, and I wish that we were at a point where we could do that again. And so we're, in my mind, I'm doing this because I have to, and then it's because it's the best way forward for us right now.
It's the best choice we have.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not the ideal one. And we both know that. And I think we're both.
Yeah.
It doesn't make things easier.
For us. Yeah. It's very frustrating.
Yeah.
I think the thing that we have to cling to and remember, though, is that the ideal will happen again.
Right.
Like, we'll find that spot again. It just might take a little time.
Yeah, definitely. So
our relationship is not ruined.
No,
it's just rough.
Yeah. And that's the hard part right now is, I mean, I feel like over the past coming up on, well, I guess if you're going all told, we're looking at, we just hit 9 years of being together in close to around my birthday. So
I'm not one of the, I don't remember the date. I think we've tried to figure it out that it was like the 18th.
Yeah.
Do you remember the exact date?
Yeah, because my birthday was on a Wednesday, and our first date was on a Lent Friday, right after my birthday. So 2 days after would have been the 18th. You would remember that too if you stopped and thought about it for a second. I know you would. You know that you like that I'm the kind of girl that kind of forgets about these things. True. I like
because then there's no pressure on you, and then when you do surprise me with stuff, it's like really surprising.
True. But yeah, we hit 9 years of being together, and over the course of 9 years we've had difficult times, but I don't feel like we've ever had a true strain on our relationship. And this has really been one of the first major
there's been a lot of tension.
Yeah. And so it's tough, and I'm not super fond of that. And so
we'll come out stronger on the other end of it.
Yeah. Yeah. You done talking about this?
Yeah. I feel like I'm just going to start repeating myself.
Okay. Yeah. So we're going to keep working. We're going to keep fighting and making the best of a tough situation. And hopefully the old normal comes back sooner rather than later.
I think we just have to hope for something to start feeling normal. I don't think we'll get the old normal ever again.
Yeah. The new normal. All right. I don't know how the music goes, so we're just gonna jump in here. Oh, we're all the way to the musing. This is the last segment.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's your musing.
Look at that. It's mine.
Amusing.
Yes. All right. So we had a really nice dinner tonight.
Did we?
It started
I
really
made
well.
it.
It ended on the downhill, but
it did start really nicely. I had a similar feeling. Yes.
Yeah.
Continue.
And you made it all while I was teaching Danny how to ride a bike. So thank you so much for doing that. I really appreciate it.
It felt very, 1950s, dad outside in the yard with the kids, mother in her house dress, making all of supper and then calling everyone in.
Yeah. I was gonna say something, but I shouldn't say it on the podcast.
Shouldn't. No.
All right. Yeah, but no, it was a great dinner.
I was just a little cranky about it.
That's okay.
I pulled it together to actually have dinner, but I was cranky.
No, but it was really nice. Everybody was sitting around the table. Jetta even had a plate at the table. Like she sat at the table with us.
And the plate never ended up on the floor.
True.
It got close.
There were some close calls.
But I put it in front of her, like thinking, Tucker's going to end up just like, this is just going to be Tucker's plate.
Right.
Not like forever, but just for the night. It's going to be his plate. And I think she lifted it up a few times.
I snagged it.
Yep. And most of the food was either on the table or in her stomach.
Yeah.
Like
she
didn't even like dump it on her head or anything. I'm really proud of her. She's so big.
I was very
so
impressed.
Small.
But every once in a while, do you just like see visions of the future?
Yes. Yeah. So, tonight was one of those.
Yeah. Sometimes they like go on for a little bit, and then sometimes they're just like an instant, and it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
And sitting around the table, everybody, people were passing stuff like little tiny humans and like helping each other.
Yeah, where it was like, please pass the tortillas to your sister, and they took the tortillas and passed them to their. And I was like,
it was amazing, and I just like. For like a second, as I was like looking down to grab something, like I just saw this like vision of the future of all of our kids, like as teenagers sitting around the dinner table and like talking and passing stuff around. And like, I just thought about like how my parents must have felt like as kids, or
watching them grow up.
When I was a kid, and then watching them grow up, and then like now. When we like go to family dinner, and we're all sitting around the table, like how that must feel. And it was just like a weird wave of like emotions and just, yeah. I mean, it's so cool. It is so cool. And I'm really excited to see it for real.
You're tearing up again.
Am I?
You get to that point where you're smiling so big, your eyes get all watery and glassy. But no, I agree. It's really, it's exciting.
Yeah, it is. It's cool. So I'm looking forward to the future, but savoring the good moments at dinner time now, because by the time dinner ended tonight, we're not in such a great place, but that's just because we need to throw all the candy away.
Remember all those things I said about Valentine's Day? They still exist.
Right there. No, they need to be gone.
It needs to be gone. I think the Mormons know what they're doing.
Yes. I like that. That's good. That's funny.
If you don't celebrate any holidays,
you can't
have any of that candy. Crap. Yeah.
All right. Any final thoughts before we close out the show tonight?
No.
All right.
Do I ever have a final thought?
Sometimes.
Oh,
A rare occasion. So I always want to make sure I check.
it's really, you know that if I have a final thought and you try to close out the show without letting me say my final thought, I will either go to bed without speaking to you or I will cut in and tell a final thought.
True. All right. Well, on that note, on that final thought.
on that final thought.
All right. Thanks so much for you guys. Thank you so much to everybody who tuned in tonight. We really appreciate you guys stopping by. If you have anything that you would like to hear our thoughts, opinions, stories on, please feel free to drop us a comment, send us a message on Facebook, send us an email. However it is that you want to reach out to us, please do. We would love to hear from you. Love to get your ideas for things that you'd want us to talk about on the show. But other than that, I'm good. You're good. So thank you guys once again for tuning in, and we will see you
next time.
I've been singing too early, so I got to sing a little slower this time. Okay, bye.